Hello guys, welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Troy, I'm bold and I collect watches. Another affordable alternative today with the Pagani Design PD1639, a feature-packed bang for buck AliExpress special. Cast your mind back, way back to over 3 years ago, I unboxed this watch along with a few other Pagani Design timepieces. And after a long time wear, I think I'm in a position to tell you what I rate and what I hate, so stay tuned to the end of the video and find out. This watch can retail anywhere between £65 to £88, depending on which reseller you find on AliExpress. Those prices will be subject to shipping and the taxes, of course, but it's still an unbelievable buy at those prices. I was lucky enough to pick mine up for just over £50, but with tariffs and price rises, it's not uncommon to see the prices of the past just disappear. The case design and the case shape, it takes inspiration from the iconic dive watch of one of the Swiss powerhouses. You know the one, the crown wearing one. Yeah, that one. Paying homage to the design of an icon is just a clever play, but of course it lacks originality. But a clever choice to appeal to us collectors who cannot or will not spend tens of thousands in this watch collecting game. The only way I would be able to afford one is to strap on a turquoise numbered tracksuit and fight to the death with millions and millions of pounds hanging from the ceiling in a glass piggy bank. But, you know, I'm not willing to go through that just to have an expensive timepiece on my wrist. Anyway, back to the watch. The case is made of polished stainless steel, and even though it hasn't been a daily wear, it's had plenty of wrist time over 3 years, and it showed minimal scratching. So with that, I'm really pleased. If we look at the dimensions, they are as follows. Case size 43.6mm, case with crown 48.1mm, the thickness is 12.7mm, lug width 22mm, lug to lug is 52mm. But with the male end link, this watch is going to wear at 56.8mm, so it does add more length to the wrist. So if you're smaller wristed, beware, this can cause an overhang on your wrist. The watch case comes equipped with crown guards, again another nod to that famous dive watch, and if we look at the crown, we can see it signed with the PD logo. The screw down crown is easy to grip, which helps when you need to wind the watch or if you need to set your time and date. A display case back has been fitted to allow you to enjoy the view of what makes this watch work. It's showcasing the NH35 automatic movement. The case back is a screw down one, and on the outside we have all the watch's information. The movement included, like I mentioned before, is the Seiko NH35, a movement produced by the Seiko Epson Corp. It's the go-to automatic movement for Chinese brands and micro brands alike. It's backed by the watchmaking know-how of Japanese watchmaker Seiko, so this is a reliable movement that will give you a power reserve of 41 hours and beats at 21,600 beats per hour. The watch has come equipped with a flat piece of sapphire crystal, a fab choice for such an affordable watch, and then we have this Cyclops. It really is a love-hate feature for many of us when it comes to collecting watches. The Cyclops is the magnifier part of the crystal, applied to make the date more legible, and it does a pretty decent job, so I'm going to let this one pass, and it does fit the style of the watch it's trying to homage. If we now take a look at the dial and the hands, again no points for originality. Stick indexes can be found at the 6 and 9, circle minute markers for the rest, except when you look at the 12 o'clock we have our inverted triangle. At the 3 o'clock we have our date window, helped with this magnifying Cyclops lens. All the text is printed on the dial, including the logo, nothing over the top and pretty standard, and the hands are pretty basic too, with the hour hand being a Mercedes hand married up with a sword hand for the minute. I'm sure you've seen these hands before. That's right, on that very famous dive watch. The bezel is easy to grip and quite surprisingly nice to turn, but it does have a bit of backplay. And also the edges are a little sharp, so maybe a little bit more attention to the finishing here would have been a wise choice. It's made of black ceramic, meaning it won't show those everyday knocks and scuffs like a full aluminium bezel would, so I'm happy about that. There is a lume pip at the 12 o'clock, We have countdown markers from 12 till 3. And it's exactly like the big Crown Divers timepiece. Onto the Lume now. I've seen better Lume on this homage lineup, so I've got to say I'm a tad disappointed with the offering here. I'm impressed with this bracelet. With its solid links and solid end links, it's a real winner. It's fully brushed, which I love, and it tapers really well and it helps with its fit and appearance. Resizing was simple with screw pins. I removed 3 links to fit my 7-inch wrist. Pagani have gone with a fold over buckle, which has been signed with the Pagani Design logo, which looks great. And I was critical before of the WM watch in a previous video. Though the Pagani Design one takes up more space on the buckle, it's done in such a way that it flows and it just works, and it doesn't feel like it's an afterthought and added at the last minute like the WM watch. Though, that Pagani font does look familiar. The fold over clasp is chunky enough to reassure me that it's not going to break, and the same can be said about the thick milled clasp. There is an added bonus to this bracelet because it has an on the fly adjustment, but it's pretty stiff, so I don't think I'll be adjusting this bracelet ad hoc. Maybe if you have one or you're intending to buy one, let me know in the comments if you have the same problem. As we move on to my final thoughts, please, if you haven't already, could you please subscribe to the channel and comment down below what you rate and what you hate about this watch. And please let me know your thoughts on homage watches in general. But let me tell you what I rate and what I hate. Let's start with the negatives. The bezel was a letdown. Granted, it's a ceramic bezel, but the action wasn't great. The backplay was more than I liked, and the general finishing was a bit of a letdown. It's got those sharp edges, and the quality of the finishing I felt was subpar. Though my Lume shots aren't long in length, I can report that the Lume doesn't last a very long time with this one, and I feel it's maybe behind its competitors when it comes to watches you can buy on AliExpress. Also, that on-the-fly adjustment is pretty stiff and not very well executed. But this is a homage watch that's nearly 5 years old. The competition in this field is getting better, and I do need to consider that. AliExpress brands have improved their offerings year on year on year. With original designs, better finishing, great Lume, there is a watch on there for everyone. But who's this watch for? The PD1639 is for someone who likes the one watch collection, the one watch you will ever need, the traditional black dive watch that's good enough for a British spy. If you like the crown emblazoned Swiss powerhouse subby, then this is a great cheaper alternative. With its tall watch appearance, a great bracelet, and honest, it's a great strap monster, then this is the watch for you. If it isn't, then make sure to check out my other videos where you can find the perfect watch for you. And thanks for watching, guys, and remember, I'm an enthusiast and not an expert. And I'll see you all next time.